Oh, girl. Oh, man. Let's get these doors open this morning. Woo-wee. Good morning, y'all. And good morning to you. What's going on, Bramble? Sylvester, how you guys doing? Where's Biscuit? Oh, I know where Biscuit is. Biscuit is on goat granola bag duty. Has to make sure that goat granola does not float off. Very important job. Very, very important job right there. We appreciate you, Biscuit. But I hope you're having the best day ever today. It is a big day here in, not a big day that, you know, something grand is going to happen today, but a big day as in something grand happened on this day 10 years ago. What are you doing in here, Pocket? What you and the boss lady doing this morning? Say, what are you and the boss lady doing? Good morning, Peach. Good morning, girl. You ain't got to get up. I'm just telling you good morning. Just telling you good morning. Yeah. Pocket, I need to brush your hair, don't I? Goodness, girl. Hang on just a second. Hang on just a second. Love, love, love this mane and tail brush. And I don't know if I got the name of it. It doesn't rip the hair out. Doesn't pull the hair out. It's funny because every time I use it, I will get some horse people that say, "Oh, don't do that. You're ripping their hair out." I'm not with this brush. I know better. Right, girl? We know better. This brush just goes right through here. I'll have to look and see what this. I'll put what this brush is in the bottom down there. I forget the name of it. Like Queen something. My mind's gone blank, Pocket. It's real flexible. Really, really flexible. It doesn't pull or rip any hair out. No. Does it? Sure doesn't. If you are a horse person, I would definitely look at this brush if you don't have it. I mean, look at that. No pulling. I just use it strictly for their mane and tails. I mean, you can use it anywhere, but that's what I like to use it for. Right there. Got a little bit of old hair out right there. Now, don't you look beautiful? How about that? Isn't that better? Yeah, you had a big old bed head this morning. Yeah, you had a big old bed head this morning. Not now, though. Not now. Hey, it is a big, big moment here on our farm. One that I still have to pinch myself when I think about it. I really do. So, if you've been watching us for any amount of time, you know we have been on YouTube a good little minute. Believe it or not, it has been, well, that's the date. Today is our 10-year anniversary on YouTube. Y'all, 10 years. Oh my goodness. Oh man. If you'd have told me 10 years ago I'd still be on here making YouTube videos, I probably would have thought you was crazy. I did. What started out is kind of an outlet. See, I used to love to make home movies, just little miniature movies when I was a kid and teenager. You know, the big old cameras we used to have back then, you know, big old VCR cameras, probably weighed 25 pounds, better. Yeah, I used to make and edit pretty much silly, you can think of, you know, preteen, teenage boys or boy. I used to do a lot of sports videos. I would edit sports videos too. Had 2 VCRs. A lot of people want to know, how in the world did you do that? Kind of like having a double tape deck. Y'all remember those? A double tape deck when you record music? That's how I would edit videos, except I'd have two VCRs. Same concept. 10 years ago, I started this YouTube channel and this YouTube journey and have never looked back. Never looked back, right, girl? What is a little funny is I think pretty much 99.9% of the people thought I was crazy. Back then, I think most people just used YouTube for how-to videos for the most part, or a way that you could upload like your family videos, like if you went on vacation or something like that, so the rest of the family could see. But I think mainly it was for how-tos. That's what YouTube was used for. Then all of a sudden, the quote-unquote vlogging, which was a blog with a B, were really popular back then. But then the vlog, in the world? The vlog with a V came about, which was a video blog, hence the name vlog. VLOG became the newest and greatest thing. And most of y'all know the story. I made my first video and I was just so nervous to talk. Didn't talk in it. The whole thing is nothing but music. I did do a lot of how-to videos early on, and well, Mary Carl just absolutely loved helping me with the videos. Brooke, on the other hand, not so much. So I remember, y'all, I remember days that Brooke, I could see steam coming out of her ears. I really could. But she never did say anything negative. You know, I knew she thought I was nuts. She thought, oh my goodness, this is just, why are you going through the trouble? And it was a sacrifice. It really was. It was a sacrifice for everybody. In the end, it did pay off because I was able to quit my full-time job and be at the farm and with my family 24/7. But it took 5 years of us grinding it out to do that. And y'all, still think about it, I cannot believe that I have been doing this, and I say we have been doing this for 10 years. That is crazy to me. So I come inside and I find Mary Carl outside by the hummingbird feeders, trying to get one of them to land on her. She's trying hard. "10 years ago. If you want to see something fun or funny, go back. What you can do is go to our YouTube channel. Now, you can do this on your phone. You can do this on your tablet. You can do this on your computer. I'm not for sure about the TV, but I got a feeling you can. But go to our channel. Don't go to a video, just go to the channel. And you'll see a button down there at the bottom or a spot that says videos. Click on that video. And you can sort those from the most popular to the newest to the oldest. Pick the oldest. Go back and watch some of those videos and see the early days. You'll probably get a kick out of it. You'll probably enjoy it. And probably put a smile on your face. Because Mary Carl was in the videos a lot back then, almost in every one of them. Of course, as she's gotten older, she no longer wants to be in the videos, and we respect that, and we know that all y'all respect that as well. But yeah, go check those out. You might be surprised how many you haven't seen. I know y'all see her from time to time. But there's Peaches. She's our pet potbelly pig. One fun thing in those videos, you can actually see us grow, gardening knowledge growing, taking care of the animals, animal husbandry, all that, how much knowledge we've gained from then versus now. You know, we had all the love in the world on both aspects, but it's always fun to go back and look. And there's some silly videos in there too. There's one that back then there was that show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, was really popular. I think that was the name of it. And I thought I was chasing a hen and caught it, or she caught it. We were both chasing after it. And she proceeds to tell me that I was completely wrong. That is not a hen, that's a rooster. And what you see is true my reaction, because 100% Brooke and myself thought that chicken was a hen. Yeah.
Look.
Hey, a rooster, look at his tail.
This is a rooster.
There ain't no rooster. Have you heard it crow?
It's a rooster. Look at its neck feathers.
It's a rooster. So I gotta know one thing.
What's that? How many eggs?
How many eggs?
32.
32. So that's back-to-back 32s.
That's good days.
That is good days. What I was gonna ask you is, how crazy or weird or ridiculous or whatever word you want to put in there did you think I was when I started making YouTube videos?
Absolutely crazy. I thought you had just fell off your rocking horse and bumped your head, because that's not going to work. I mean, if you enjoy doing it, take your time, do it.
It was fun to me back then, but I remember trying to learn how to film, and I didn't have any of the right equipment per se. You know, I'd have to prop my camera up on a brick or a garbage can, you know, no tripod. I had an old cheap camera, my mama, that shot in 480. Now it's 8K. Now, back then it was 480 is what my...
That's been quite a transition, hasn't
big
it?
transition. It was an old movie camera Mom bought us when Mary Carla was born.
I remember that.
And I used it for the longest time. And it would take us, like, an hour project would take 4 hours.
We eventually completed the project.
Right.
And that you were able to film it and edit it. And I just, oh, goodness. You know, it was frustrating at times.
Yeah.
But I tried, I think I did a good job at keeping my mouth shut. And, you know, there were many times when I wanted to say, Jason, we have 2 days off. And, you know, I know you enjoy this filming, but...
I'm glad I didn't quit.
I'm glad you didn't too.
I'm glad I didn't
quit. And
I'm
glad I kept my mouth shut.
You just came in. Just came in and look.
Somebody out there behind them.
Yep. They'll be gone. They'll probably be gone.
Started on another coop. And we can put it on this side of the property.
All right.
First, I got to find an old hay wagon for the frame.
Right.
That's not going to be easy.
That's not going to be easy.
So it might be a while before the next coop gets built. And I'm only kidding.
That's funny that she brought that up, because in some of our older videos, you'll see at the old farm, we actually, I think we built 2 coops back then, and they're on the videos, so you can definitely go check those out. All right, Brooks, Silkies, and Snow White. Snow White is like the midwife, I reckon. I don't know what she's got going on. If you missed Brooke's video, Brooke put some fertile eggs under these silkies, and they are silkies, silky eggs. A friend of ours, where actually Holly came from, she was hatching silkies, and Brooke talked to her, and she said, "Yeah, I got some eggs that should be, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks out." And Brooke bought those eggs from her and slipped them under. These 2 girls here, I don't know if this one's done stole an egg, and I don't know if Snow White, I don't think Snow White has. But I know those 2 girls in the corner right there have some fertile eggs underneath them for sure. right there. You know, talking about YouTube and how things changed. Back in the day, it was subscribe. You got to subscribe. And how many subscribers you had was so big back then. And now YouTube doesn't even really, honestly, they really don't even care about subscribers anymore. They kind of feel like they know what you like and what you want to watch, and they try to show you those videos. I don't think anybody really even subscribes anymore. The good thing about subscribing is that you can hit the bell notification, allegedly. Sometimes they'll randomly cut that off for you. And it's supposed to let you know when we post a video. Or YouTube is supposed to let you know. That doesn't seem to work like it used to back in the day. But, you know, we do have our app too. Our free app doesn't cost you a dime. It's over on all the app stores. Well, all the app stores. The Apple App Store and the Android App Store. And if you don't know what that is, say like you have a phone or a tablet and you wanted to download Facebook on your phone or tablet. Well, you would go to the App Store and download the Facebook app to your phone or tablet. Same place, you just have to type in Cog Hill Farm and it should come up. I'll put links below in the video description and in the comments and pin it if that's something you haven't done yet or interested in. And we did do a big update and fixed a lot of stuff that that you guys wanted to be fixed. And I think we pretty much got all that taken care of. There is a section on there now. I want to say this real quick. There is a section on the app now. If you look right here, there is 3 bars in the upper left corner or right corner, depending on how you're looking at it. But up there in the corner, if you click those 3 bars, it says report an issue. So if you have any suggestions or have something wrong with it or anything like that, you click on that and it will send my buddy Wes an email or a notification that you have a suggestion or there is an issue, and he will log that down and we will start working on, you know, if it's something that needs to be corrected, we'll try to fix it. And if it's a suggestion that we see that's coming up a lot that a lot of people won't, we will fix it. Like for instance, our promo codes are now on here. That was a big one you guys wanted. So you go to that same section that I told you, promo codes are right there. You can click on that. Also, we fixed the recipes. And again, the whole reason we made this app, it is completely free. Doesn't cost you a dime. We don't ask for any personal information or anything. But the main reason we wanted this app is that it will send you a notification when we post a new video. It will send you a notification when we go live. And you can watch that from the app, or you can go to wherever you like to watch our content from. But you have to make sure you got the notifications turned on. It says farm alerts right up under Brooke and Mildred right there. Farm alerts. Make sure that's cut on and you will get notified. Come on, Holly, let's go, girl. Load up, baby. Load up, baby. Yeah, load up. All right, girl. I wanted to show y'all, it has been, gosh, 10-15 minutes, and there is person number 3 since we put the eggs out. Thinking about the 10 years on YouTube, you know, we got this fella when we had the channel, and yeah, Brooke and Mary Carl had been wanting an emu forever, and I did not think we needed an emu at the old farm, and I was so against it. And now, of course, this is one of my biggest buddies here on the farm, Mr. Nugget. But we did video us going to pick Nugget up, and Nugget living in the house, and Nugget going down to the creek and going swimming, and all the, oh gosh, the fun times and the craziness with this little fella right here. Not so little anymore. All that's in our videos too. That's something you've never seen or interested. Oh, even did a gender reveal, remember? We had a big gender reveal party, buddy. Yeah, big one. Yeah, we sent your DNA off and they got it tested. We thought you was a girl. If you go back and look at our videos, you'll see we called Nugget she so many times back then. We did. But Nugget's a boy, 100%. And we love you, buddy. I'm so glad Brooke and Mary Carl convinced me that we needed an emu. You know, I was just trying to think. I wonder what was, I'm sure it was some type of poultry. It was probably the first animals we actually went and purchased or was given to us or something like that on YouTube. On the, you know, I was trying to think, what was the first animal we got while on YouTube? Now, Peaches was already there. But I'm trying to think, what was the first animal? If I had to guess, I want to say it was Tip. Tip, I think you were the first one, buddy. I do. I think you were the first one. I'm trying to think. I'm going off my memory. But I think Tipper was the first animal we got on YouTube. And I built, love the straw hat, they want to eat it. I built Tip a goat pen. Remember, buddy? I called it the ultimate goat pen. I did. That was one of my favorite videos I ever made back then. That goat pen I built for you. Yeah. Plus we knew Tip had a partner coming because goats they can't handle being alone. So Tip actually lived in the house for a little bit. And I made a silly video called What It's Like Having a Goat Live in Your House. This is your brain. This is a goat living in your house. This is your brain with a goat living in your house. Any questions? It was pretty silly, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Tip used to jump on the kitchen counters and all over the furniture and headbutt the dogs, and yeah, it was fun back then, wasn't it? Until it wasn't. Oh, goodness. Of course, back then, Penny was a big part of the farm. If you didn't know who Penny was, that was Mary Carl's pet chicken best friend that went everywhere with us, y'all, and I mean everywhere. Penny was like a dog, and I always say this all the time, the community got where they knew Penny. All the feed stores knew Penny. Everybody knew Penny. There was a local grocery store that would allow Penny to come in the grocery store. She'd sit up in the, the cart, or Mary Carl would sit in the buggy holding her. It was, Penny was something else. I'm not going to tear up in this part, though. I'm not going to. But it's hard to say it. That one little chicken meant more to this family than that one little chicken would ever know. Not to the fact that it was, your child's best friend, but it got Mary Carl through some, and us too. Whew. I wasn't expecting this on this video, not at all. But it got us through some hard times when Mary Carl was going through some major health issues, when her white cell blood count was at 0. She couldn't fight off any type of, anything. I mean, she didn't have any immune system whatsoever. And Penny got her through those hard times. That was a rough one. That was a rough one right there. More grateful than Penny than ever, tell you. Whew. Grateful for Penny. And we got a bunch of Penny videos if you haven't ever seen those. I got a playlist of Penny, and there should be some Penny videos on our little adventures with Penny.
Hey Penny. Penny, you ready to go to town?
I want to check your knowledge. Which animal, and I haven't gone back and looked, but I got an idea. I'll see if me and you are right. I'm going to go back and look. Besides poultry, because I think there's probably some poultry. But what was the first animal we introduced on the show?
Had to have been Peaches.
Well, I take that back. What's the first animal we got? Peaches was already there. What was the first
Tip.
That's what I said. Had to be Tip.
It's got to be Tip.
It's got to be Tip.
Tip and then Bootsy.
Then Bootsy. Yeah, Peaches was already here.
Peaches didn't.
Peaches was already there.
I'm not saying you didn't count.
Yeah, we'd already had Peaches. Peaches, she's not the oldest in age, but the oldest we've had.
Yeah.
We've had her longer than any animal.
That's right.
She's not the oldest.
I think that's
Right,
right.
Peaches, you're not the oldest, right?
No, she's not the oldest.
Oh, man.
She's just a middle-aged pig.
Just a middle-aged pig. That's right. You
Yeah.
got any fond memories or anything of being on YouTube? Something?
Oh
that
gosh,
remember,
you know,
anything?
to me, the best thing about, well, besides the fact that we have wonderful followers and their knowledge is just beyond what we could ever think of ourselves, the way that we can go back and revisit the years from
Yeah.
when Mary Carl was little. Of course, she was 6 years old when you started.
That would have been correct. She was
So
6.
you started, making videos, and she was in them a lot.
I was thinking of the fond memories, and I have silly ones, and like me and her chasing the hen down and catching it, and then her telling me, "Daddy, that's not a hen, that's a rooster." I remember that one just like it was yesterday.
Do you remember us going to Miss Julie's farm and getting a turkey and it riding in the back seat?
Yeah.
And y'all rode side by side.
Yep.
And you had it in your lap.
I remember that too. I do. Peacocks may have been, were the peacocks before Tip?
Peacocks
Remember
were
we
before
went-
Tip. But we had peacocks.
I don't think that was Scott and I don't think that was Scott and maybe it
Ozella.
was. Was that Scott and Ozella?
I just can't remember. We have had so many peacocks.
You know what? I have to go back and look. I think we got 3 peacocks, didn't we?
You think Ozella was one of those babies that
Nope. You went and got Ozella
and
because y'all took her to Lowe's.
we did.
And videoed her in Lowe's.
We did. Okay. So Scott may have been one of those 3.
I'm wondering because we had peacocks twice. We had them the one time and they terrorized the chickens, and then later down the road we got peacocks again. But I'm wondering, all it's kind of running together.
I'm like you, it's all running together now. But he may have been one of those
I'm thinking
3.
that was Scott. I really do, because I think one of those 3 ended up not making it. So it left us with 2, and they were both males. And
We rehomed
I
one.
think we rehomed one back to Julie. All right, so I just looked, and 6, 7, it was my 7th video was the peacocks.
7th video.
I'm almost positive that was Scott.
Well, Scott's no longer with us.
Correct. Then was Tip.
Okay, so Scott was the first animal.
Scott was the first animal.
Oh, goodness, that makes me want to cry.
Well, we've got all the chores done. Everything's done. Gardens watered, plants watered. I think we ought to ride on over to the Flying Peach Barbecue for our 10-year YouTube anniversary.
Well, you hadn't told me that. I think that's a good thing.
Treat ourselves to some of our favorite food from some of our favorite people here.
Just right down the road.
So I gotta know, how did you find us over these past 10 years? Or, what's your favorite memory of the farm? I bet a lot of y'all found us via this beautiful miracle right here at Jesse, when Arms family, gifted us this miracle baby right here that we love dearly. I thought she was gonna come up here to me, but she's too interested in that grass. I don't blame her, because we're about to go get our belly full too. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, how did you find us, and what's your favorite Cog Hill Farm memory over the last 10 years? Now, let's go get some Flying Peach. Woo! We both got our belly full, and they had something new that we hadn't had, and it's an Oreo cookie, little parfait or sundae, I guess. What do you think you call it?
Oreo dessert.
It's good. It's real light and refreshing. It's maybe my best, favorite dessert they make. But whew, thank you, Tammy and Derek over there at the Flying Peach, for this full belly. I can tell you.
They do a good job.
They do a great job.
I meant to ask them, you know, because they're seasonal.
Yeah.
They're only open during the summer months.
Right.
They've tried it in the winter, and it just don't do well.
Right.
When their last day was, and I forgot.
You forgot.
I guess we'll just keep on going till they aren't serving anymore.
They'll post it on or
Social
Facebook.
media.
Yeah, they'll post it. We'll see it. But whew, if you're ever in the area, you gotta go by the Flying Peach over there. And I guess that's Billingsley, isn't it?
It's Billingsley.
Billingsley, Alabama. Good stuff. Great folks. Hey, Peach, you know, it's our 10-year YouTube anniversary today. And me and Brooke done got our bellies full. And I was wondering if it's okay if we take the rest of the day off. I know the grass needs cutting. I know. It needs cutting. But, I mean, can we just get the rest of the day off, half a day, and we can cut the grass tomorrow? Well, y'all, we can't thank you guys enough for everything. Following us along on this journey, you know, sticking around with us for 10 years now. And gosh, you know, it means the world to us. More than you'll ever know, I can promise.
That's right. Couldn't ask for more.
Couldn't ask for anything more. We appreciate y'all. Catch y'all on the next 10 years. Y'all be good.